I'm Ashley Wagasback, feeding therapist, occupational therapist, and lactation consultant. Look forward to discussing all things feeding so that we can support you to bring your little one to their maximum potential so that feeding can be enjoyable for the entire family.
Are you looking for a community of other moms joining together to support their little one through the ups and downs of feeding and gross motor milestones? The Thriving Together community is just for you. Find us on social media at Instagram, Facebook, and www.sensorysolutionsTherapy.com to learn more. We look forward to seeing you. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Feeding Solutions podcast. I'm so excited to have a parent testimony today to share with you. Hollie Richard and Baby Ellie are with us. Hollie is married to her husband, Blake, and they have their daughter, Ellie, and they just celebrated their first anniversary or getting ready to on Mother's Day. So happy anniversary. Ellie is, how many weeks is Ellie now?
3 months old today.
2 months. My goodness.
Three.
Three, 3 months. And Ellie has two puppy brothers, Billy and Scooby. And Holly's favorite place to be is with her husband and with her daughter. And thankfully, Ellie has been a good and easy baby. And as long as she can be with her mama, she's all good, right? So they are attached at the hip, and it has been a pleasure to work with them. And I think Hollie has a beautiful story that maybe is not totally different than what other moms may experience, but I think that it's powerful and I think people should hear. So thank you for being on today and sharing your experience and your journey from the throes of it all to thriving and successful growth and happy times. So welcome. So kind of give us a little history from like the beginning with pregnancy and, just kind of where you were in your head with just approaching the delivery and what your hopes and dreams were for you and your baby.
Okay. Hello, and thank you for having me. Like I said, we got married May 11th of last year, and then not long after our honeymoon, we found out we were pregnant. So, it was a little fast, but she's meant to be here. God intended for her to be here, so she's the best thing that's ever happened to us. So I had a really good pregnancy. I vomited every day until literally the morning I had her. Even to the point that when I had her, I was still vomiting and I was crying and I was like, why am I still doing this? They said I would stop. But I did, I stopped. But anyway, I had a beautiful pregnancy, but I had also, just like any other new mom these days, I was on Instagram and Facebook and saw all these videos of, like the one that sticks out to me specifically is this mom, and she had like a green room, like her bedroom was emerald green. I could still see it. And she's like doing a time-stamped video of a day in the life of a 2-week-old. And so in my head, I was going to be like her, laying in bed with my baby in a bassinet, nursing her when she wanted to eat, putting her back down, and life is beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's not how it happened for us. So I had a great delivery. I labored naturally for 7 hours. I finally gave in, had an epidural, and then 6 hours later, I pushed for 30 minutes and had her out. So, I cannot complain. But as soon as they handed her to me, the nurse said, here you go. She has a severe tongue and lip tie. She cannot pick her tongue up out of her mouth. And I'm looking at her, and I was like, okay, immediately, I'm like, does that mean cleft lip? Like, you hear lip tie.
Right.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, she's perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. What do you, so they had to explain it to me. I'd never heard of this. They told me she would have feeding issues and she wouldn't latch and all these things. And, told me I need to get in touch with a lactation consultant, which I'd already had Miss Pam in my head. Mm-hmm. But I had not supposed to. I thought the hospital would. So that's another, for you new moms, go ahead and get in touch is my advice, because I had her on a Friday, and so there wasn't a lactation consultant through the weekend, So now I'm not complaining. At Thibodeau Regional, they were incredible. That is the best staff. My nurses were amazing. But they immediately put a nipple shield on me. And Miss Pam was so upset about that because it delayed my milk coming in. Ellie latched immediately. We had no issues latching. She without the nipple shield, and then they put it on, and she was still eating, but she wasn't eating enough. So we were sent home the next day, actually. And so we went to the doctor Monday morning, and our pediatrician suggested Miss Pam, which reports, and he was like, I can't believe that you haven't seen her yet. And I was like, well, man, they told me that I couldn't see her till Monday. And when she called me, she was like, I've told them they need to contact me in the hospital. Like, I need to get in there as soon as this baby is there, if the tongue and lip is that bad. So she was at my house Monday night at 8:00. And she sat there with me for 2.5 hours. And I cried a lot because I thought something was wrong with her. And it was just new. Like you said, it's this whole thing where she's 48 hours old or 72 hours old. And we're doing so much that I had never thought would happen. And she wasn't transferring enough. So I didn't want her dependent on a bottle because I really wanted to breastfeed. And I love breastfeeding. I'm obsessed with it. So I decided to finger feed my baby after nursing. So she would nurse for about 20 minutes, and then I would pump, and then I would finger feed her. So her whole feeding process took me about an hour and a half. And then after I washed everything and had everything done, I only had about 45 minutes to sleep, to turn around and start doing it again. And I did that for 2 weeks, every 3 hours. So it was a lot, and it was scary. I forgot, and I think that God makes us forget these things so that we'll keep having babies. I had already forgotten about the finger feeding until I started writing my story down and thinking about it. So day 4, she's 4 days old. We had an appointment with you. And as I know you remember, I had a total meltdown. I was wearing a diaper. She's wearing a diaper. I had not slept. I was terrified to hear. Yeah, tell them. I was terrified to hear all the things that all these stretches and things I was going to have to do, because in your head, you're like, oh, okay, so on top of all these feedings and literally feeding my baby with a feeding tube with my finger and pumping and nursing and all the scary things, I have to stretch her mouth too. We're not going to survive this. We're literally, one of us is going to die because this isn't real.
Right.
But, like I said, I had a meltdown, and you just looked at me and you were like, you got this, you can do this. You're going to figure it out. It's part of it. And I did. So for 3 weeks, she had her release at 10 days old. So for 3 weeks, every 3 hours, I stretched this baby's mouth, and it became second nature. I still sometimes think I'm supposed to do it, and I still check it because I'm scared it's going to reattach. And I do. I'll stick my fingers in there real quick. I guess the main thing for me was, like I said, you saw me going through the pits of hell. You would come to my house, which was incredible. You, Miss Pam, y'all coming to my house was just the best thing for me. And you would see me, and some days you were like, oh my gosh, you look so much better. And I felt better, but you don't realize how bad it was in that moment of I guess it's not loneliness. It was loneliness for me because I'm not from here, and I missed my mom and I missed my friends. And y'all were my saving grace, literally. I looked forward to those appointments. I had Miss Pam coming 2 to 3 times a week just because I wanted, I needed somebody. And I was sitting there literally in a diaper, no bra, and she doesn't care. You didn't care. And that was the best part about it. Y'all made me feel like y'all weren't sitting there looking at me and like, oh, look at her, she just had a baby. And you know, it was
Right. So,
it was about me and my baby and like what was going to work for us.
mhm, mhm.
Um, Ellie eats so much better now. I mean, she was born at 36.6, so almost 37 weeks. But she had a little bit of immaturity with her swallowing, and like you can still kind of hear it sometimes. But other than that, I mean, she's sucking down 6.5 ounce bottles. Like I couldn't get her to drink past 2 ounces in the beginning, you know? So it's been
Yeah.
incredible.
So you're doing mainly, so you were doing both breast and bottle. And we talked a lot about that at our last visit, like the things that you plan to do differently next go round. Because she did latch to the breast and
Oh, yeah.
we were getting her to a place where she was transferring the milk. It was more of like a sluggish milk supply, just the way that things happened, at the very beginning. So, yeah, I mean, through her tongue lip tie journey, she was able to learn both breast and bottle, and has been much more efficient with that. So, and definitely, I mean, she's always been a happy baby, so we weren't dealing with a whole lot of like the fussiness of like this discontented baby. It was truly like getting her suck strong enough in order to actually feed.
Correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, what have you found through this whole process? Um, what's been the most helpful, do you think? I mean, I think you hit on some points, but what do you think was like maybe one of the things that really kind of helped get y'all to the place where you are today?
You.
Well, the team around you is so important for
100%.
sure.
It's,
And
go ahead.
well, and the like you being able to just persevere through.
Well, and I've said this. Miss Pam actually said it to me, and now I mean it just stuck out to me. Like I have a whole new appreciation for Mary. Like I've always loved and respected her, but like what got me through it was that I want to be. She deserves the best of me, the best part of me. She deserves everything, and that is really what pushed me through. Every night I would pray and just I'd ask. I'm like, God, it's one day at a time. I understand that. Thankfully, I have a baby that is came home sleeping, and when we had to, when we were able to stop waking her up to feed her, I get plenty of sleep. So it's not a sleep deprivation thing. It's a I want her to just be able to have the best life, and um, you worry about that as a mother, especially in the beginning with all the hormones. I mean, like I told you, I cried every single night in the shower, just ball crying, just uncontrollable. But it's where I got it out, and I talked to God, and I just that with you and Miss Pam and Gabby, that's who did her release. Y'all made me feel like I wasn't crazy, that it was all normal, and I wasn't alone in it. I could call y'all. I was talking to Miss Pam at 2 o'clock in the morning one night. I mean, just the I guess the passion y'all have behind it is what helps us
Mhm,
mothers,
mhm.
and the fact that y'all are mothers and y'all have been there, and it's like, okay, well they made it. I mean,
Right.
you survived.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen you in mass, like you're surviving still. So
Yeah, exactly. We're surviving.
you're
Yes.
just you're just at a
We're all
different.
in it together. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. And that's what's so important about having like this community, this village around you. Like you need it. I still need it. I mean, even with an adult child, I still need it. I still don't know what I'm doing. So I get it for sure. And it is, it feels so, like you said, you felt so alone. And that is one of the things that, like, why I need mamas like you to come and share your story, because everybody in this feels alone. There's
Oh, one.
not, this is still, even though this is like, oh, the fad of the day, when it happens to you, you feel like you're alone in all
Right.
of it.
Well, and like I have an incredible husband who
Yeah.
was very understanding, very, and I just, not that I never expected him not to be, he just didn't know. I mean, he truly was like, I've never seen this side of you. Like you've never, I've never seen you cry this much. And my mom's an hour and a half away, and I have a wonderful mother-in-law too. But like, it's just, no matter who it was, nobody could fix it. There was no
Right.
fixing it. I had to go through it, and I had to go through it with her. And like, she was my, look, this is where she likes to stay. She was we were each other's saving grace. I calmed her down. She calmed me down. She made me realize, like, slow down, stop. The dishes will get washed one day. Like, stop freaking out over little things. She needs
Be
you.
present. Yes. Yes,
And
absolutely.
that's what helped me, really, is just, I healed a lot by prayer and holding my baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. What are some valuable tips you learned through all of this that if you could go back and tell yourself or a new mom, what would you what would you say would be some tips that you give yourself?
Well, you actually said it best to me when you told me that, if Holly, if I were to have given you a book and told you this is what's going to happen and this is what you need to expect, would you believe me? And I said, no, I wouldn't until you go through it. The best, like, in my opinion, and I just told a friend of mine from back home that she has a 1 week old. I said, give yourself some grace. Like, that's number one. Number two is like, listen, even though everybody has opinions and stuff, you listen, you take it. That's great. But like, if you have an Ashley and a Pam, I kind of fought Miss Pam in the beginning at first, because I was like, you're telling me there's something wrong with me. She's not doing that. There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your baby. It's just, these are issues that when we were babies, that, like, my mom swears that's what happened with me, is that they just said, oh, she doesn't want a nurse. Put her on formula. And these people are fighting to help you learn to nurse and learn what's right, what's going to help your baby, and fix those little things that we didn't know about years ago, And to that, I guess my best, like, advice would be just to, and also listen to your instincts.
Yes,
That's,
absolutely.
like, the mama instinct is incredible. The first time I experienced it was with y'all when she was 4 days old, and I was like, what are we doing here? And my feet were swollen. Remember how swollen my feet were? And I literally was just like, something just came over me and was like, just listen, like, just do what you're like, you got this. So it's just your village. Y'all are my village.
Yeah. What were some things that were difficult? I mean, having to just go through those postpartum days we all have to go through it. Um, but what are some painful lessons that you kind of had to go through during those days, during this journey?
Like, I guess the main things were, I mean, of course, give yourself some grace of the, like, I felt like this wasn't my body. I still feel like that. I mean, I'm 3 months postpartum today, and I still feel like this is not my body. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm not happy. But at the same time, like, because the other thing, people tell you, oh, if you breastfeed, the weight will just fall off. That is not true. It's not true for everybody. Because you have to eat to produce milk, and you can't just, like, even though you don't want to eat that much, like, I'm one of those people, I have to eat, and I have to drink a whole bunch of water, which everybody does, but like, that's the only way I can produce milk. And that's my hardest thing, is no matter how much I'm walking, running on my Peloton, doing things, it's just stubborn. And it's a lesson I'm having to learn, is that it doesn't just fall off like it did before, baby. So
Yeah.
give yourself some grace is my main thing. Like, and my husband is the main person that told me, I mean, I have stretch marks now. I'll be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Never had them in my life. And I cried and cried the other day, and he literally looked at me and said, you grew our baby with your body. Like, you did the most incredible thing for me that I could ever have asked for you. I don't care about a stretch mark. Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
So
It's so
seriously,
beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm so glad that you have that support around you because it's needed for sure. What's
yes.
some advice that you'd give mamas knowing that what you know now?
Saddle up. It's a wild. No, it's the most incredible. Like when I look back on it now that like I'm not having the hormonal flushing of my hormones and all the things. Um, enjoy every second. I mean, she's already look at her. She's holding her head up. She's already trying to sit up. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, supported. But you know, this when I was packing her newborn stuff up the other day.
Oh my
I
goodness.
cried and cried because I remember getting the bigger stuff in and like I'm gonna have a baby that big, and now I look at her newborn clothes and I'm like she was that little, and she's
No.
still little, but it went by so fast. And write everything down. That's my other.
Oh,
You'll
that's a
forget.
good one.
You'll forget little like I forgot the finger feeding. My mother reminded me of that. So like write little things down and like her milestones because you do forget. Like
Yeah.
she's blowing raspberries now, and those little things of when they do it, and write stuff down for sure.
That's so wonderful. Well, I know that others will resonate with your story. And we
It's
saw you through it all. It
it's
was,
Instagram reel. That's the main thing. All you new mamas, like I know it's wonderful to watch all these influencers and like
oh gosh,
it may be like that for some people. Some people make it to come home and just hold their baby and nurse and lay in bed. It wasn't like that for us. We
right,
didn't have that kind of experience, and that's okay. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I
right,
mean,
right.
I wouldn't, but yeah, tell them.
It's your unique story, and she has benefited from all of your hard work, for sure,
It was
for
hard work,
sure.
but I do it all
Well,
over again. And I probably, if I have to do it for every child, I will. I'm okay with it. I know what to do now.
exactly. You're just gonna you'll just pick up where you left off. You might need a few little gentle reminders, but
And I have to stop
you'll
myself from trying to diagnose all these
yeah,
like I
right.
like I have a friend back home. I'm like, I think there's a tongue tie there.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so appreciative of your time. Ellie, thank you for coming on video and sharing what you and mom have gone through. You're going to help so many others.
I hope so.
So
And I'm
I
always
appreciate,
available to be there for whoever. Like
well,
if they want
thank
to
you.
talk, I'm there.
That's right. I did. I connected you with another mama when you were kind of going through yeah,
Was
that's
3
right.
weeks ahead of me, and she was literally like preparing me for what was gonna. And she's like, "Look, we're still going through it, but you
Yeah.
got it." She kept
Yeah.
me going.
That's so great. Yes, for sure. Yes, there's a band of people around who are so willing to help. And I'm so glad that y'all have come out on the other end and she's doing well.
She's
So,
wonderful.
yes. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And we will talk soon.
Hey.
I hope you found this episode on the feeding solutions helpful. If you would like more information, please follow Sensory Solutions on Facebook or Instagram, or you can always visit our website at www.sensorysolutionsTherapy.com. Thanks so much for joining today, and look forward to seeing you next time.